Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome yourselves back to yet another video with yours truly, WeBe. Now in today's video, I wanted to talk about Battlefield 1. The trailer was dropped on Friday and my god was it good. Over 600,000 people tuned in across all social media to watch the trailer reveal, and boy was it worth the wait. We were greeted by finally a World War FPS, and more to the point, a World War I FPS at that. Something that no real AAA developer has attempted. The gameplay you're seeing in the background is Verdun, a first-person World War I game developed by Blackmill Games and M2H. It's a really fun game, so if you're hyped for Battlefield 1 and want to practice your skills in the trenches, I do suggest you go pick it up on Steam. But what are my personal opinions on Battlefield 1? Well, first things first, I think it is fantastic that DICE have made the move to a historic time period, and choosing World War I as the setting was a brave choice. The whole concept of a Battlefield game going back to the trenches of 1914 really excites me. I can't wait to get my hands on my Kar 98 or my Lee Enfield and rush up over the top of the trenches to overwhelm the enemy. But that's in theory, of course. My main fear with the new Battlefield is that people just will not be used to trench warfare. The player base is so used to rushing around with an SMG or rolling around in a tank that I think Battlefield 1 is going to be a major shock to them. It will feel too unnatural to some people's playstyle. I would love this Battlefield to be where teams really have to defend trenches, firing rifles in sync, raining lead on the enemy. But this is multiplayer gaming, and people don't always cooperate. To combat this problem, my hope would be that DICE somewhat enforce a certain playstyle upon the player within the map design. Some would argue that this takes away the whole Battlefield experience of being able to do whatever need be to get the advantage over your enemy. Now, as much as I would generally agree with that, I feel that Battlefield 1 will still need some limitations. For example, having a full team of light machine gunners and snipers is only going to create a more persistent camping issue than is in the existing titles. How do I know this? Because it's exactly what happened in real life. Both sides were so defended that no one dare peek their head up above the trenches to see what was going on. So I think in this case there needs to be some limits on machine gun classes and sniper roles. Maybe even have it so that machine guns are trench side emplacements that you can only get on by pressing a button. Things like this would solve such issues. Now, I am of course aware that we have yet to see any multiplayer footage of the game, and even then we would have to wait until the beta to see how the game really played out in an unscripted multiplayer session. But all concerns aside, what I am really looking forward to, as mentioned before, is I can't wait to get a hold of a rifle and rush at the enemy with a squad of mates. I also really like the idea, if I remember them saying correctly, of a multi-role tank crew. So the whole squad would work together to operate one tank. On the note of tanks, I also look forward to the return of battleships and dreadnoughts roaming the seas. If DICE somehow managed to make it so that naval ships were drivable and steerable so that you could move and support your team as well as enemy warships engaging you at the same time, I think that's something that would win over not only myself but a lot of other gamers in an instant. I for one do not believe that titans such as these should be invincible though. A ship is vulnerable to air attack, particularly in World War I, where the invention of the Air Force on all sides was a relatively new weapon. But again, that being said, I really have no idea how DICE is going to play this one out. We'll have to wait until EA Play 2016 until we know for sure what is in store for us with Battlefield 1. My hope is that we'll finally get a Battlefield that brings in not only the old fan base, but also brings in new players from different genres that normally wouldn't really touch a Battlefield game, like the World War and military themed players. Now, all that being said, those are my opinions and thoughts on the new Battlefield. Are you looking forward to the new Battlefield? If so, why? Drop it in the comment section below. But for now, that's me done. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button below and do subscribe if you're new around here for more content. Take care, and I'll see you next time.